parenting, we're as smooth as bourbon. I'm Lene.
And I'm Jordan. And this is Bourbon and Babies.
Straight up parenting
on the rocks.
So we're back. We're back with Bourbon and Babies. And the subject today is stuff.
Lots of stuff.
There's so much stuff with kids. It's coming out of our ears. It's everywhere. And we feel like we need everything, especially as new parents. And one of the things we love about Bourbon and Babies podcast, and one of the reasons we're here week after week, is because we like to try and be a resource for you guys so that you can understand and know the tips and tricks that have worked for us. Not that they're going to work for everybody because we're not experts here, but
definitely not.
We have some things that have worked for us. And one of the things is
Mama Swap.
Mama Swap on
Mama
Facebook.
Swap.
You guys familiar with Mama Swap? Well, we have a guest in studio today, Allison. She is the admin for Mama Swap. Tell us about it.
Yep. So I am the admin for Mama Swap. Also, a couple other of swap pages. But the ones that I kind of helped start were Mama's Swap of Louisville and Mama's Swappin' Without Drama.
That one sounds even more appealing to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I will say that you don't have to be a mama to be a member, because I'm a member. Lene is not a member. I've gotten a rug. I've gotten this awesome bicycle seat for my little boy. I've gotten some really great things on there for a whole lot less than I would spend at the store.
Absolutely.
And although it is local to Louisville, there are other groups like this in every city.
Absolutely. Every city.
So for our listeners that aren't here, get online and check it out. And what we'll do after we introduce our drink here in a minute, we'll have Allison talk through how that actually works. Is that fair?
Sounds good. Is it drink time?
It's drink time.
It's drink time. And this week I found this recipe, Bourbon Pecan Pie. So it's 1.5 ounces of Rivulet pecan liquor, 1 ounce of bourbon of your choice, and 1/2 ounce of vodka of your choice. Poured over ice and stirred, and then just for garnish, put a nice pecan in there. And it's delicious.
What do you think, Allison?
That is mighty tasty.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it strong?
I know it is strong, but it doesn't hit you like, ugh.
But it also, because of the alcohol content, you get that nice warmth in your chest going on, and it's good. I can think that every time I'm going to have some funk in my chest, I'm going to be drinking this from now on.
It's
or
delicious.
Or my hot toddy, one or the other.
I love it. So you can check out our website or some of the postings to get the recipe for the
Bourbon Pecan Pie cocktail.
So much stuff.
So much stuff.
I want to share with you something that I'm sure you've heard from other parents. When I had my daughter, when I found out I was pregnant, which was a big surprise, the very first time that Jordan and I went to Babies R Us to do the registry, and we're all excited like it was when we got married. We have our little guns. We're like, this is going to be fun. And within one aisle, I was having a full-on meltdown because I realized, holy hell, there are 40 kinds of nipples. There are 20 different kinds of car seats and
strollers.
There's 20 varieties of everything that you could possibly need.
She had a full-on meltdown.
I
It
did.
was ridiculous.
We left there and we had only registered for one thing, and that was a maternity pillow, and we didn't even get the effing pillow. It was very frustrating and overwhelming. And we quickly realized after having our daughter and using some of this stuff that some of the things that we used once or twice.
Or not at all.
Or not at all. So frustrating. All of those cute little things that they lay on the floor. She had one that she liked, and so the other 3 that we were given never even got unpacked.
And then clothes, they grow out of them so quickly that we had things that still had tags on them. And my mom is terrible about buying a million things and loving to do it. And I understand that. It feels good to give, but all these cute outfits never even got worn, and they're just sitting there in the closet.
And I don't have the patience to do the consignment thing where you have to tag and label, and that was never going to be me. I'm going to pay more for convenience. I am that person. I hate to admit it. It's who I am. But paying more for convenience adds up. And we found online, what would you guess the average cost of a kid in the first year would be?
Oh, gosh.
Not including the cost of having the kid.
Not including the cost of having, not the medical bill. I wouldn't be surprised at $10,000.
Yeah. Yeah, it's $13,000. 13,000. In fact, from born to 17, the average American is going to spend over $233,000 on your kid.
It's insane.
It's
absolutely insane.
But you can cut down on that significantly because of amazing things like Mama Swap.
Absolutely.
Or just, if we didn't have kids, we could be saving a bundle.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's too bad we can't just shove them back in there.
Our hearts would be so small, though.
So tell us how it works.
Okay, so specifically for Mama Swap of Louisville, once you're accepted as a member, you review the rules, and every cell site has rules. Every single one.
Even our parent group, Bourbon and Babies Straight Up Parenting on the Rocks, has rules. Like,
Absolutely.
Don't be an asshole.
Exactly. So you review the rules, and then you start selling and buying. So the advantages of selling and buying on the Mama Swap of Louisville is, when you buy, you help out another family. You help them afford that next size up in clothes, the next size up in soccer cleats, the next phase of toys. Instead of Little People, they go to Imaginext or...
I've also seen diapers.
Oh,
on
diapers.
there.
Yeah, I mean...
How many of us got tons of diapers for our...
The wrong size.
Yeah, and then we didn't use them all, and then we're stuck with these diapers, and they're open, so you don't want to re-gift them. I think we should be able to re-gift them, but that's...
Put a bow on them.
I agree. Obviously, new diapers. Anything that you need for a kid from age birth to adulthood, honestly.
Yeah.
There are many parents out there that help deck their kids' college dorm or college apartment with Mama Swap.
Hell, we got a rug on Mama Swap. We know.
Absolutely. You can decorate your house from stuff on Mama Swap. You can clothe your kid and yourself on Mama Swap. I mean, it's incredible. We really do help out another family. Mm-hmm. And in return, you get really amazing stuff at a great deal. And then when you're done with it, you just resell it.
Yep.
Easy enough. And I know that personally, I have 3 kids. And the moment my youngest is done with something, it is on the swap like that.
I don't want it in the house. It makes me insane to even have it sitting around taking up space.
Room for it.
No, we don't.
Just don't have room for it.
We don't like stuff to begin with. We really struggle. One, because we have a cozy house, we'll say. We have a small enough house that we don't want clutter. And also, there's tons of studies out there that show when you live in a house full of clutter, your brain feels clutter and it affects you. And I think it affects our children in the same way.
Absolutely.
Kids don't need to have 100 different toys in their room. There's something to be said about quality over quantity and even the depth of play with kids. When they have 5 toys to choose from, they're going to play with all 5 for 20 minutes each versus really digging in with one toy and learning all of the capabilities that toy has and the ways that they can imagine and create with this one toy. And so we're big fans of minimalism, and Mama Swap has done it has done us a favor by helping us to get rid when it's time and bring in new stuff when we need. I get a high about getting rid of stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
I love cleaning out things. Purging to me is like the best thing that I get to do. And so I love spring and fall because I go through clothes, and with our daughter, we will pick out the things that we just loved the most. And like that 1 or 2 outfit that, oh my gosh, I'm going to remember her in this forever. And maybe we'll hold on to those. And then the other ones that we really just loved seeing her in, we'll give to our close friends or our nieces or nephews. Absolutely. And then all the rest of it, sometimes it goes in bags and it sits in the back of a closet forever and ever and ever. And it's just so much easier. I've seen on Mama Swap where people will say, I have a bag of girls' clothes between this age to this age for $10. Come and get it.
Exactly.
It's brilliant.
Exactly. Absolutely. And you might get that bag for $10 and there might be 15 items in there that you really love and really work for your daughter. And then the others might not. And you can choose to do what you want with those. You can sell them, you can donate them, you can hand me down, you can do whatever you want. But the fact is that you didn't go and spend $200 on 15 outfits. You spent $10 on 15 outfits.
Yeah, and it just makes you feel better about the community piece of it too.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like there's something sort of special
We
about.
just like getting a deal.
We do
Come
like
on.
getting a deal. All right.
Everyone likes a bargain.
Tell me exactly how it works though, because one of the things that I think people find confusing and maybe a little overwhelming is this concept of like pick up and drop off on the porch.
Oh, yep. That was a new thing that kind of popped up about 3 years ago. And actually a friend of mine that lives in my neighborhood was one of the first people to do it, that I saw at least, I should say. And basically, so you go and post a jumperoo, let's say, on Mama Swap, and it's really hard for me to get a jumperoo in my car with 3 kids and 3 seat belts and 3 car seats and all those random things that are in my car. And so honestly, for me to go meet someone to sell that jumperoo is going to be difficult. And it's really not going to be easy for that person to be able to carve out time in a specific time. If they're buying a jumperoo, they've got a baby, most likely around 6 months of age. That's not easy. Period. So what we've done is we've allowed porch pickups. So I make sure your profile is awesome and up to snuff, and that I'm comfortable with you coming to my home and having my address. And I set it out on my porch. And then I designate and tell you where to put your money when you pick it up. That gives you the opportunity to inspect the item at your leisure. It gives you the opportunity to pick up maybe right after nap time, or when on your way home from work, or whatever might work for you. And you put that money under the mat, and voila, you have a jumperoo. I have some money that I can go and buy some little people or food with,
Diapers.
And diapers, and then everybody wins.
So how often have people been stiffed?
It does not happen that often.
That's great.
It doesn't happen that often. And if we had a inkling that you've stiffed someone and there's been communication back and forth, we will ban you immediately.
Right. So you said there's rules, and we haven't said what the rules are.
Yes.
Like what are the rules to be a member of Mama Swap?
So Mama Swap of Louisville specifically, we have rules of no show and response. 2 times you are out of the group. No show and no response, meaning I said, okay, I'll have that jumper on my porch today, and then you don't show up. I message you, it's like, hey, are you coming? Are you coming? And you never message back that day. It's an immediate ban. To sell, you have to give each person in line 12 hours to respond. That gives the working moms and dads the time to respond. If they say on the way to work, they're like, oh my gosh, yes, my kids have been looking for that Lego set forever. And they say, next, and you're up, but you just happen to walk into a meeting and you're not going to be out of that meeting all day, then that gives you the time to respond. Yeah. So we have a 12-hour time, specifically for working parents. But hey, you know what?
Even if you're not a working parent, even if you're staying at home, it can be 12 hours before you can come up for air.
Absolutely.
Most certainly. So
Absolutely.
Question, tell me about the next, and because I'll be quite honest with you, Allison, Jordan is the one that does the mama swapping because I get overwhelmed pretty easily, I admit. And I got overwhelmed by the just swiftness of people responding, and I felt like I'm never actually going to be able to get anything. And then I didn't always understand this whole like next, or what are some of the other things that you'll see on there, and can you translate all that for us?
Absolutely. So next, if I am third in line and I've said next, if the first 2 people pass or don't pick up, then it's my turn. The best way for a seller to navigate that would be if you've messaged the first person and you haven't really heard anything in a couple hours, go ahead and message the second person and say, hey, I haven't heard from Jordan yet, but he's got a couple more hours to respond. If he does not respond or passes, would you still like it? And then that timer has started for that person.
Oh, great. Okay.
Want, smart. Next, interested, me, all of those things are the exact same word.
So you're the admin on this. So when people post something, you're the one who has to approve the post?
I have an amazing team that helps me. And I shouldn't say helps me. We're all on the same level. We're all on the same... We all help each other. They are absolutely incredible. But yes, we do. We approve every single post.
So do you make anything by being an admin of Mama Swap?
Not a penny. Not a penny. It's all completely volunteer basis. And it's a group of people that just want to help out families and make sure that we all get a good deal and are all civil to one another.
Yeah. And how much time do you think you spend on it?
Some days 10 minutes, some days multiple hours.
You are a saint. You are a penny pinching, helping all of us save money saint, and we appreciate you. So what's the craziest thing you've ever seen posted on Mama Swap?
It's not necessarily crazy, but my favorite post, which was ironic and funny, was a picnic table that was posted. that said, it was a picture of the little Tykes picnic table, and it was outside in the yard, and the description said, "Little Tykes picnic table, never been outside." that was nice. And then one of my other favorite posts was a woman posted some. I think she meant to say black tights to sell, but she said black hose, and it spelled hose correctly.
Incorrect way. Oh no. There's some backlash.
Oh no.
Happen.
It was.
How did you get some clarification on that one?
I just laughed. It was very humorous, and she had a picture of the tights, so I figured people would get it. But it was
pantyhose.
Mm-hmm. It was one of my favorite. People try to post all kinds of things. I've had people try to sell liquor all the time. That we
can't
obviously
do that.
That's
Yeah,
not accepted.
What gave you the impetus to be involved?
I have a problem.
Is it called shopping?
I have a saying no problem. I like to be busy. I don't like to have idle time. At this point, I only had 2 children. So I really
only 2 children.
Only 2. Hey, you add that third in there, and woo! But I like to be involved, and I like to be connected with people in any way I can be. So this was a really great opportunity for me to connect with other moms here in town. Because while I was a mom and had been a mom for a little while, I didn't really know a whole lot of moms. And the relationships that I have pulled out of this Mama Swap of Louisville has just been incredible.
Aww. Yeah, I love that. Well, I'm glad it's been a great outlet for you, and it's a great resource for all of the parents in Louisville and other people who are doing similar things in other cities. I mean, I'm grateful to them because like I said, I encourage all of my friends who are new parents. One of the first things I say to them is, I know that you're going to think the best move is to get all new stuff because it's your child and they deserve it and they deserve nothing but the best, but you are going to kick yourself later if you spend ridiculous amounts of money on some of these things that you're going to use once or twice. Even some of the things you're going to use a lot, you're not using it so much that it's not worth it to get it secondhand from somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And here, the other piece that
one of the other things that we talk about is gift giving, and the idea of stuff versus the value that you get from that stuff, like what you actually need. And I know we've talked before about experiences versus actual physical gifts.
With gift giving, we've gotten some pushback over the years because we've had several birthday parties for our daughter that have been no gifts, please. Even our son's first birthday party, we said no gifts, please. Part of the reason we say no gifts, please, is because we know that our immediate family is going to give gifts anyway, and that's enough. I mean, 4 or 5 gifts is plenty. And when you have a party with 30 people, you get 30 gifts. Nobody needs that much stuff. No. And I would rather them just come and be with our family and enjoy time together. And I think we as a culture feel guilty when we show up empty-handed. And I want to fix that, and I don't know how.
I think that the first step is maybe pulling back on new stuff. Maybe the idea of showing up with a brand new gift in package that you just spent $30 on is not the way to go. My oldest, huge money saver, he will actually get on my iPad and look through Mama Swap and find things that he would like. And the rule is 1 in, 1 out. So if he buys something, we have to sell something.
Brilliant.
I love that.
Brilliant.
1 in, 1 out. And so, and honestly, it doesn't have to be sold. Just if it's donated or given to a friend or sold, 1 in, 1 out type of situation.
That is brilliant. Best takeaway of the episode.
Yep. 1 in, 1 out. We're going to implement that immediately.
We have to be careful of the 1 in, 1 out because we just implemented this thing with our daughter where we gave her a white clothes basket, and Jordan said, we're going to go through each of the rooms of the house, and any toys you're not playing with, I want you to put in that basket and we will donate or sell or do whatever is appropriate. And what I don't want is for her to go, hey, I just put 6 things in the basket, so I'm getting 6 new toys.
I believe you can bank it, though.
Ooh, for birthdays.
We kind of let our kids bank those points, so to speak.
See, I love the idea of the 1 in, 1 out, but I feel like, when there's time to purge and there's stuff they're not using, when they get rid of stuff, I don't feel like I want to bring more stuff in, but when there's something they really want and they've been wanting that thing, you say, okay, you can have it, but If you're going to bring it in, then we're getting rid of that.
But I think that's what Allison's saying is she's banking it. So, for example, our daughter has a birthday coming up and she's gotten rid of a lot of stuff. So when she gets those birthday presents, we don't have to make her go and get rid of more stuff because she just did we can.
My sister and I actually have a rule where we don't spend much on each other's kids. Between the two of us, we have 5 children. Our boys stair-step in age from 9 to 6, and it's too much.
It is.
So for my youngest nephew's Christmas gift, we actually gave him stuff from the Mama Swap. I had gotten a 2DS, a Nintendo 2DS, and some games, and I spent a quarter of what I would have spent if it was brand new. And he's 7. He's going to drop it. It's going to fall down the stairs. He's going to leave it on for days on end. He doesn't need a brand new gift.
Yeah.
And he's enjoyed it just as much.
They don't know the difference.
They don't know the difference.
It's really for the parents. You know what I mean? It's that social awkwardness of, because for example, we talked earlier about diapers. We have a box of diapers upstairs that we never got to use. They're size 2s. And the people who gave them to us wrote, to the prices on it. And so I don't want to re-gift it because people will see that it's been re-gifted and there's this stigma of re-gifting, but they're perfectly good diapers. And I love your suggestion about having that conversation early, because I even wonder with our daughter's upcoming birthday, if we were to say, hey, we don't have a need for new stuff. Our daughter doesn't have a need for new stuff. If you even just want to look in your basement, if there's something cool that you don't need anymore that you want to pass on to her, we love regifting. Or check on Mama Swap or some of these other used sites, because you're right. It's wasteful and it's out there, but we have to start by reducing the stigma ourselves by putting it out there.
But I think we need to put the stipulation, don't just pass us off your crap. We are not a garbage. But if there's something that you genuinely enjoyed using that you think that our daughter would enjoy,
you say crap, but the reality is we get crap from McDonald's and she enjoys that for a day or two and then we throw it away. So as long as you're okay with us throwing it away when we're done with it,
absolutely,
you're welcome to give us our crap. If she's going to enjoy it for a few days, sure, why not?
Absolutely. I tell you,
as long as you're not going to come to our house looking for it later.
Hey, can I see that thing I gave you? Sure, go to the landfill.
And I tell you, the things that you can buy on Mama Swap, most of them aren't the gifts that someone gave their daughter or son, and they opened with it and played with it for 3 minutes. That just means that kid didn't like it. That doesn't mean your kid won't like it.
Oh gosh, I just am so excited about this concept of helping people to take back regifting.
Yeah. We're going to take it back.
If you haven't already, check out Mama Swap of Louisville. And if you're in a different city, and I know many of you are, there are sites like this in your cities on Facebook and other places. Check them out, because there's so much plastic in our world and there's so much garbage in landfills, and anything we can do to reuse and recycle will ultimately help reduce that waste. And,
let's face it, let's just help each other save money and not spend our entire income on stuff that we do not need. And this is hopefully going to be a great resource for everybody. And if you're not a member, become a member. Be a honest and good member.
Screw the earth. Just save money.
Save money. The earth is good too.
Well, if you're not buying new, you are saving the earth.
That's right.
Slowly.
That's exactly right.
You're buying, reduce, reuse, recycle. We're reusing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a believer. Also, save that cash.
Save that cash. Well, thank you, Allison, so much for coming.
Check out Mama Swap of Louisville. If you haven't already, please hop on our Bourbon and Babies Straight Up Parenting Facebook group. Join the group.
Rate our episodes on iTunes or whatever you are listening to your favorite podcasts on. And as always, we love our bourbon, we love our babies, but please
drink responsibly.
We'll see you next week.